Hi and welcome to the part 2 of the weather app. If you haven't watched the part 1, I suggest you do so before continuing with this one. Please like this video if you find it very helpful, and also click the notification bell while subscribing into my channel. This helped me out to create more content for you guys. Now let's carry on from where we have left from the previous video. Now we have to put in our search bar. So I'm going to go to the framework right now and go to the search bar component and just copy one. So basically they just give us the component lines there. We just put it in our app and use it as we want to. So right here I'm gonna put it right on top. I'm gonna have a container right on top that will have like the search bar, as well as like a heading, some sort of like the name of the app. Okay, here I'm gonna put on the name of the app. Maybe you could just call it any name that you might want, but I'm just gonna keep it simple and call it weather focused here. So let's just see how it looks like currently. Let me refresh that for you. Right, so you can see the search bar is there, but before we implement it, I'm just gonna go to styling the card. Underneath, I'm just gonna give it a border radius, this one. Okay, I forgot to put it in my HTML, so I'm gonna say class. I'm gonna call that CSS there, and there it has implemented that card. Now let me just go on top of the, my app there. The weather focus does not look nice at the top, so I'm gonna change some weight of the font. I'm gonna also maybe change the font size. So if you if you don't know yet, you can start in your HTML or in the CSS class straight. So I'm just styling quick styles inside my HTML. Some of the styles I'm gonna style it right straight into the CSS. Okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit of margin so I could have space around. Okay, that looks a bit normal. So I'm gonna go and get my color. So I was using this as reference of inspiration. So I'm gonna get that color, same color. I'm using my color picker here to pick this color because I think it's very nice. I'm gonna copy that one. This will be my main color. I'm gonna use it with also yellow or an amber color. I think they also make like a nice combination. Changing the background of the card. So I'm using the iron background color and then change it into that color that I just got from that website. Let me refresh, let me see. Okay, this is how it currently look like. I need to also style the other card there. Now copy the class, paste it there, so both cards could have the same styling. There we go. Now the next thing that I'm gonna do, let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and change the text of the app to be white here, and the font weight to be 300 so it could be more visible. The color, the background color here, it's a temperature. When I change the temperature, the 20 temperature, to be more visible, so I'm gonna say font weight is 300, font size it's a little bit bigger, and the space around it to be 5 pixels. I change the icon to be the amber color. That will be my actual primary color. So for the location icon here, I have that ID there. Now it has changed the color. I'm gonna move on to the date as well. Change it to a the amber color. I'm gonna style the today's report title there to be more visible. Font weight 500, and I'm gonna have white color. There we go. So I'm gonna have also search bars to be that color, background color. There we go. I'm gonna actually call the class theme. All right. Need to also change the color of the text in the search bar so it'll be visible. So that will be a white. There we go. This part, okay, so this is not showing because of the image on the side, but I also want to start it to have the amber color, so it just gives that complement on it, and matches with the entire theme colors. I'm just gonna start it right here because I'm kind of lazy now. I'm gonna change the font size to 1.3, also the font weight as well to a bold. I'm gonna change the color to an amber color. Let's make it visible. Now I'm gonna change the size of my icon there. Let's try 140 pixels and see how it is and if the thing will show now. Cool. I feel like it is small. Let me have a height as well. Right. I think it will be fine. Let me have 180 pixels. It looks stretchy. Let me have equal sizes for the width and the height. Great. Now it looks alive and big. I'm gonna have margin bottom there just to have the degree thing on top. Now let's go back to our search bar. I'm gonna place in a placeholder with search for CT. Now I'm gonna go to the documentation of IONIC and see some of the events that we can use. So if you scroll down the icon, the search the bar documentation under the framework, you can see we have unchanged, which is emitted when the value has changed. So we would want that every time someone searches something in the search bar. So the whole idea is that we're gonna change the city name to be from the search bar. So when someone searches a city name, the city name gets to be searched into our API URL. Now I'm gonna have a city name as nothing for now, and I'm gonna change the city name results here. So let's implement the unchange here. We're gonna start with the NG model. So we could do a two-way binding. I'm gonna have it with our city name. So every time someone changes a city name on the side of the front end, it also get to be in the back end. As you can see, Johannesburg right there on top, and you see every time this changes, it also changes the city name down there. Display, there's a two-way binding. Now let's carry on. We will then implement the NG model, the NG model change, which is an event of a search bar that of an input. We're gonna call a function every time someone clicks on the model, clicks on the input, it should call the load data. So when someone inputs something, it should call load data function inside the search bar. So if I could change anything here, as you can see at the side there, it keeps changing, it keeps loading the load data. Now I am going to have a separate city name for the city name that will display down there, so it does not change. So the results.name will have its own name. So for now, see, it's empty. The location there, it's empty. Now let me change there and have the parameter to be a city name that is being entered and not the one that we preloaded at the beginning. So these are no results. So no results, this is what gonna show. But as soon as I search for London, now it searches for the London. If I search for a different location, Johannesburg, it will search for Johannesburg and give me the Johannesburg results. Right, so we don't need to call in the load data at our constructor. That's why I'm removing it there. Let's try again with the London. As you can see, it has the London data being loaded. I hope that makes sense. So for now, I'm gonna have a no data loading. So I'm gonna have a loading. So when it's not loading, it's false. When it's done loading, it will be true. Okay, this will help me to implement changes when there is data and no data. And if there's no data, I'm gonna present a screen that says search or no data. So after load is done, I'm gonna say loading false, otherwise by default it's gonna be true. So here I'm gonna use the directive called ng if, which I'm gonna put it down there. So ng if the loading is done. No, I've placed this wrong. It has to be the entire results there. Okay, so ng if the loading is done, okay, this is when the loading is not done. So when the loading is done, it will show the results. Right, so ng if loading is equal to false, it should show nothing. ng model, if the loading is done, it should then show the entire results card. Now let's go to the second part where the loading is false, which means there's no data. So here it will be loading instead of a not loading. So I'm just gonna write something like no data, create something, but we're gonna still design. I'm gonna put on maybe an image later on. This is just to test if this works. So I'm gonna save this. See, when there's no cities being searched, it will show the no data. Okay, let me put on that image here. So I got this image from a certain website and I removed the background. So I'm just gonna put it under my assets and then call it here. So this is just an image that that illustrate that these you're still searching or you want to search for certain data. Okay, so now place it there. Okay, the reason why it's not showing is probably because I've referenced an image into a wrong location. So let me just go and look under my assets. Okay, there we go. Should be right inside the assets folder, not the icon folder. And now it should be able to show. Let me refresh that, and there we go. So I'm just gonna remove this part here. So you can have a text or an image or anything for a no data pages. And that I'm just gonna go and just style this a little bit. So let me search now. Then we have results. It will show right there. Okay, so now I'm gonna have another page for the landing page. So usually the first page, that the get started page. So I'm gonna run the IONIC generate page, which is called landing. There we go, it has generated the page. I'm just gonna remove everything that is there. Okay, let's see. So I want it to be the first page that displays. So I'm gonna go to my ng routing model, and here in the path that is not has nothing, it will direct to a home page. I want it to direct to a landing page, hence I'm writing landing there. It means every time the project gets started, on the first page will be the landing page instead of the home here. So I'm gonna change there on top the URL. It goes straight to a landing page. Now let me go ahead and design the landing page. I'm gonna just have I'm gonna have an image and some text underneath that, just a really simple thing that is centered. And I'm just gonna go ahead and use that previous image that I used. Let's pick one. Okay. Here I'm gonna change the background color to the color that we used. There you go. And style. I'm gonna go to landing page.css and style the image. Okay, so I'm gonna have also a styling for the text that will be underneath the photo, the image there. I'm gonna call that styling a text. I'm gonna have down there another container for it. Call in the class text. I'm gonna call text. So I'm just going to style it, having some white text and also have a button there. So I'm just gonna do that right here.
So here I'm going to use a router link. This will help me get started to the home page. So I'm going to call in router link and directed to a home page. Whenever someone presses the get started, it goes to that home page that has the weather app and details and the search thing. So I'm gonna go home. So the reason, okay, I'm just gonna change the button, but I'm gonna change it underneath the theme environment, the theme variables.css. I'm gonna change that name, the primary there, but there is an easy way, appropriate way of doing this. It's just a quick shortcut. The quicker way of changing the whole theme, so you just get used to the theme. I'll probably cover it in my next tutorial. So as you can see, now the button has changed its color. I'm gonna change the font size here. I'm just changing the font size of the text and some of the styling because it's pretty not visible, and it's not really in a nice format. So the remaining time I'm just really changing that. And also here I'm gonna break the line and also break another line. Okay, break another line because I want this find weather focus for a city to be some sort of a topic on top, and that will be a subtitle, subtitle kind of vibes. So that's pretty much what I'm doing. But other than that, we're pretty much done. That's just fixing some of the UIs. Small details that really make a difference in how your UI kind of look like. But we are done now. Everything looks well. You can search for a city. It shows the appropriate results and the results are quick and immediate. Yeah, so please give this video a thumbs up if you like it and find it very helpful. Share with your friends, and happy coding. I hope this has been very helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and yeah, notification button to get notification every time I upload a new video. Thank you for watching.